Alright guys, another episode of the Octavia project. So if you've been watching along, you'll know that the springs have been done, ride height is much better. I've also put a new battery in it because the other one was on the way out. Eventually it wouldn't hold any charge, it wouldn't charge. So I put that in it and all the check engine lights have disappeared, but I've still got a problem with the central lock-in, but I'm going to have to wait for that. That is not a number one priority. I've said that before and it's still the case. Number one priority at the moment is to find out what is happening with the clutch. Notice the bellows on one of the tie rods is gone, and the bellows, the gasket, the cover for one of the wishbones has also gone. So what I did, and also the bushes and the wishbones were not in the best of condition. They weren't bad, but they weren't perfect. So I've gone ahead and got first two wishbones and two tie rod ends. I've got brake discs for it because it needs them, got brake pads. And really, before I get into that, I want to know if I can live with the clutch as it is or if I can't, because taking the clutch to do the clutch, you're basically taking apart the front suspension anyway, at least on one side. So instead of doing the work twice, I want to know where I am with the clutch and then work out if I'm going to have to, if it is a clutch problem or if I can just get away with doing the suspension. Because if it is a clutch and I do the wishbones and do the brakes, I'm going to have to go in there again and do all that stuff and repeat the process and also redo the tracking. So obviously I don't want to do that if I can help it. So this is what I'm doing now. Trying to work out what is actual wheel spin and what is actual clutch problem. So I've come onto this freeway, and basically what I want to do is drive along here at a reasonable speed and just get an idea of how badly it's slipping in fourth and fifth. I'm pretty sure that it's just losing traction in first and second, which is going to be the tracking issue, I'm pretty sure. But I want to know how bad the problem is in fourth and fifth, because if it's bad, then it's going to be a clutch. I've looked on service history, it says there's a VR6 clutch in here. It is towards the top of the travel, but I was hoping when I recommended to get the car that the clutch would be alright, because it did drive alright and the gears are okay now, touch wood. But it looks like I didn't really get into the fourth and fifth deeply, because I'm pretty sure this car doesn't have the power to spin the tyres in fourth or fifth unless of course the alignment is completely fucked, and I don't think it is completely fucked, I just think it's semi-fucked. And give it some beans there and see what happens. While I'm waiting to get to this piece of road about the banging and what have you, so what I've done is I put some foam in the back under the lid for the amplifiers, and that's cured. Not 100%, but it is massively better than what it is. It's a lot quieter back there. So it's not a long-term solution, but at least I've got a good idea of what's causing the most noise now. And also I've gone around and given everything a good shampoo. The carpets have come up quite nicely, to be fair. I think I managed to get all the marks out of the carpets. The seats have come up real nice as well. There are still a few hard to remove stains in them, but I'll have to have a look and see what is like an Ace stain remover and do a part 2 on them. But generally the seats have come up quite nice. Let me just give it some gas here. Yeah, the clutch is pretty bad. I don't need to do any more than that. I can tell. This is third gear. I'm going to put the foot down here. If I don't push the gas too much, it's okay, but there's a fine line there. The clutch is not giving up completely, it's trying, but it is it's not quite enough, you know. This is my first experience, having direct first-hand experience of this, the 1.8 turbo motors. And I was looking at the VR6 clutches, and it seems like Sachs have changed the part numbers on one of them now. So what was before was only a VR6 clutch, Like Sachs has got a new part number, which is the Corrado VR6, I think, and it's also now Fabia 1.9 TDI, and I don't know what changes they've made with the code. Maybe it's a weaker clutch than before, it was over-engineered and now they're saving money maybe. So I think for the clutch decision on what to get, I'm going to go to this 1.8 turbo specialist that's where I am in Thessaloniki, and have a word with them to see what they recommend. See if they know anything about this new part number, if there's any problems with it, if we definitely need to get the old one or not. And I wouldn't fit the clutch myself anyway, it's a big job. And if they're going to be taking the hub apart, the wishbones, getting past the brakes and what have you, I may as well get them to do the brakes and do the wishbones while they're at the clutch. I'm expecting it's going to be quite a juicy build, but it is what it is. When it's done, it's done. If you know what I mean. But honestly, with the clutch slipping, I can't really tell you if that's what's happening in the lower gears. Fucking hell, dude, aren't they? So basically that's it, guys. I'm going to call it a day there. This was the mission for this drive, just to find out how bad the clutch is. Reality is it's pretty bad. Definitely slipping in fourth, slipping in fifth with very little throttle. Even the acceleration's alright. There's a lot left in the engine. And also it might even be slipping in second and third, but I just can't tell because of the alignment. So I think what I'm going to do is do the brakes, do the wishbones, do the clutch, do the alignment, do it all in one go, and then hopefully we'll have a solid base then to go from. And maybe have a word with them as well for the exhaust as well, because it's super loud unnecessarily. So basically it's a straight through. The only thing it's got in it is a catalytic. And other things while I'm at it, which would I'd really like to do something with, it gets super hot in here. It's very warm inside, and I think it's probably the exhaust, and there's no heat shield on it, and it's coming by the feet. It's super warm.